former Alabama wide receiver standout Jerry Judy. He was known, as a dynamic route runner. He was drafted number 15th by the Denver Broncos in the 2020 NFL draft. But since he's coming to the NFL, he hasn't quite lived up to the hype of the way he was drafted. People like C.D. Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk, they all was drafted after him, and they're putting up bigger numbers. A lot of them are putting up, they're showing up on the field, and he's been getting criticized by former players, and he hasn't taken too kindly to that. So he had a conversation with Steve Smith Sr. On the field before the game last week, and let's check out. It went bad. Let's check out what Steve Smith Jr. had to say. We'll come right back.
Broncos wide receiver Jerry Judy was walking by, and Steve called out to him, and he got a different reaction.
I called out to him because on my podcast, Cut to It, I just talked about guys that maybe have not showed up in a way or in a manner, and so the word that I've used to describe him in the past was a jag, just a guy.
Just a guy.
When I saw him, he's playing well. I wanted to say to him face to face, like, hey, I know I said some things in the past I probably shouldn't have, and I'm sorry. That's what I wanted to say to him. His response, Mike Robb, was ninja.
Ninja?
Yes, I'm using the word ninja. I'm just using the word ninja. I don't mess with you. And it was a curse word. And so I was like, all right. And then he repeated it. So I'll say it again. I'm sorry that I said you were a jag, just a guy who's an average wide receiver they use a first-round pick on that isn't doing anything. I hope today that you actually show up in a way that you haven't showed up in the last couple of years since they drafted you. So if you ever got a problem with Agent 89, I'm sorry for saying that you're an average wide receiver that they eventually will move on. And when teams call me and asking, should they trade for you, I will say no, don't trade for Jerry Judy, because he's mentally unable to handle constructive criticism from people who watch specifically, can he be a wide receiver? He could be a wide receiver. He's a tier 3. Go back into the studio. I'm done now. Thank you.
Now, I have a lot of problems with what Steve Smith Sr. said. I have a lot of problems with what he said. A lot of people's coming down on Jerry Judy, but I'm coming down on Steve Smith Sr. I thought it was unprofessional. I thought he was in his ego. His ego was bruised, and he act like a baby. He act like a baby. He's the senior here. He's the senior. He's the former great player in the league, and this is the way that you're supposed to handle yourself. But Jerry Judy was asked about the situation, and let's look at what Jerry Judy had to say, and then I'll give my final comments.
Jerry, a little bit of drama before the game with Steve Smith Sr. I'm wondering what your thoughts are on that right now.
Man, that was a tough loss, man. I feel like at the end of the game, I feel like we could have got there, but they had a good drive at the end.
Jerry, Steve Smith said he had some kind of conversation with you before the game. Did that not go well, or based on what he said on air on NFL Network?
I don't remember that. But like I said, it was a close game. We just got to finish at the end of the game.
So let me break this down. I'm a grown man. And if I'm having conversations with somebody younger than me, and because they don't like what I said or how I said it, there's still a certain way that I have to handle myself. That conversation was a quiet conversation that nobody knew. Steve Smith Sr. and his ego as a former player, as entitled, decided to make it public and take it and bring it out to the airways to everybody, where he shouldn't have did that. He could have easily came back and said, hey, I went to talk to Jerry Judy and it didn't go well. Man, shout out to Jerry Judy. I'm sorry that you feel that way. What I was trying to say was just trying to motivate you, my young brother. Maybe we can patch it up. But to go on there in your ego and say the things that you said was totally unprofessional, and the network should look at that. Because it's just a certain decorum and certain ways that we should handle ourselves. We know we live in a generation where the younger generation don't take too kindly a criticism. We get that. But as an adult and as a professional, there's still a certain way that you have to handle yourself. I have a program where I work with children, and I teach this to children every day. So we're going to excuse this from a senior? No, because the conversation was a private conversation that everybody wasn't privy to. He was in his ego. and he went and made it public. He went and made it public. And that was a no-no. That was a no-no. Got brothers out here looking like a fool. So that's, and I've been away for a couple of days, and I've been reading the comments, and I've been hearing people side with Steve Smith Sr. as if he did something right. No, he did it. It was all wrong. That's not the way seniors handle conflict resolution. He failed at that because he succumbed to his own ego. He's no longer a player. You are now on TV. You're now part of the media. And there's a certain decorum, a certain way that you have to handle yourself, Steve Smith Sr. So I'm gonna cut it short here, and I'm gonna leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, he should have never made that. He should have never made a private conversation public. Period. Doesn't matter how Jerry Judy is playing. That's a whole different topic. The way Jerry Judy is playing is a whole different topic. What Steve Smith Sr. did wrong was make something public that was private. Leave your comments in the comment section. Subscribe to Street Media TV. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.